Hey everybody, welcome to Teensy Vintage. This is Teresa. Today we're working in my square Dylusions journal, and we're going to be using an old photograph and some Lindy's magical. Um, these are concentrated inks in powder form, and I'm just going to put a little bit here on the page, spread it around a little bit with this funny little blue tool that I have. Um, and add some water. And as you can see, that makes it get really fun and crazy. And I'm just spreading that ink around the paper, letting it move, helping it out. It's a beautiful bright pink. And now I'm going to dry this layer because I want to add some more inks, or, well, powder in this case, of another color. And I want to make sure this is dry first. This one is also Lindy's. This is a magical shaker. I love these colors. They're so beautiful and deep, and they have mica powder in them, so there's some shimmer. There's other colors in there. It's hard to see on the video. I apologize. I do have photographs at the end of the video, and hopefully you can see the iridescent shimmer there. But there's a lot of greens in here, some purples, just a lot of really pretty stuff. And I didn't really know what I was making today. I literally just sat down and was like, okay, here's a photograph, here's some art supplies, let's just start making stuff. And sometimes it's really the best way to do that. Don't overthink it. Sit down, and you want to make something, just make something. You know what? If this had turned out hideously ugly, which maybe some people will think it did, that's okay. It's your art journal, right? Now I'm going to add some liquid ink. This is Dylusions ink spray. And I want to say this one is Lemon Zest, which is the brightest yellow they have. I'm just dabbing on a tiny bit of ink. And this is concentrated ink. So adding some water is going to help it move around the page and kind of lets it bloom. It also beautifully mixes in with these other colors. So with the blue, I'm going to get some green. With the pink, I'm going to get some orange. And I'm just using a wet brush here to kind of move the color around the page, maybe blend a few things, some spots that weren't very blended previously, and then adding some more water around the edge here, just with a small brush, very delicately, just gently moving things around. And I really like how this turned out. It's chaotic, it's colorful, it's fun. Um, and now I'm going to dry everything, make sure we can move on to the next part, whatever that's going to be. Um, the page started to curl, as you can see, so I put a little water on the back and I'm drying the back. Sometimes that helps kind of get the paper to stop freaking out and become flat again. And for the most part, it did. I'm going to use a clip here just to help the paper stay where it's supposed to be. All right, so now I've pulled out my Posca paint pen, and I'm just going to do a little journaling here right on top of my page. And I don't often do a lot of actual journaling in my art journal, but today I felt like it, so I went ahead and put that on. And now I'm going to go in with some Payne's Gray acrylic paint and a stencil, and stencil right over it. So I'll know what it says, but it's not really that important to me that the text stays clear. I really just wanted to get something down, and I felt moved to do that, so I did it. This is just a stencil full of X's. I really love it. Of course, you could go in with a paint pen or a marker and make X's yourself, but I felt like stenciling. And I was like, you know what? We're going to put a few polka dots on here too. Woo! Crazy times. Yeah. And now, to kind of tone things down a bit, I'm going to use a little bit of white gesso, and I'm going to use the same makeup sponge I used previously with the Payne's Gray paint to add the gesso in. And the gesso is kind of like putting a delicate cloud right on top of your work. Um, it's got a nice texture to it. It's a little bit gritty. And now I'm going to test out where my photograph is going to go, and I decide, you know what? I'm going to use those specialized scissors that make little tiny round bumps instead of tearing the photograph. Usually I'll tear the photo, but today I was like, nah, let's make a cool border. I was trying to find something else to put behind the photo. I don't want it to just float there. I tried some of that little scrapbook paper. It didn't work. So I went into my bin o' bits and found this page that was from a gel press session. I've got a piece of dictionary paper, and there is a die cut as well. I don't end up using that die cut. One day I will use that crazy die cut, but it was not today. I was trying to make it work. Didn't really work. um, and yeah, just playing around with composition here, flipping things around, seeing what works, and still trying to make that die cut work. Nope, not today. And then I was like, oh yeah, I think I have an orange die cut somewhere that might work. And when I pulled out my little box of orange bits, I saw this orange ticket and I was like, oh, that's cool. I felt like the orange would look really great on this page because there's a lot of blue there, and orange and blue are nice contrasting colors. There's the orange die cut. That orange die cut's been sitting in my box of bits forever, and I was so excited to use it today. Still trying out a few more little bits, like maybe a ticket, and I decided, you know what? Nah, none of that's going to work. But I'm going to keep that big orange ticket because that one did work. And now I'm pulling out some teal die cuts, trying to see if maybe there's a little piece that could go in there. I wanted to give a piece that was cool. There's a lot of warmth with the orange. I wanted to kind of cool it off a smidge with the teal. I'm going to go around the borders of this printed ticket with some Distress Oxide ink just to grunge it up a bit, make it look old. Now I'm going to adhere the orange die cut with some art glitter glue, which again has no glitter in it. It's just the name. I love this glue. It has this pinpoint tip, which I'm using here to put little tiny bits of glue on this very delicate and sophisticated or complex die cut, and got that down there. And now I'm going to play with my composition a little more just to make sure everything is where I want it to be. And I'm going to start gluing things together. And if you're like me, sometimes you do a nice composition, then you take it all apart to glue it and you forget how things were set. So one way to do that is to just kind of work your way from the bottom up or the top down. And now we can put glue on the whole thing and stick that down on top of our orange die cut. And I'm just going to use some pressure to make sure it sticks. Didn't want to get a lot of fingerprints on that photograph. Now I'm looking for some kind of sentiment, and I came across this one that says life is better outside, and I was like, heck yeah. So that's what our big sentiment's going to be. I thought tearing it up would look cool, but I decided, you know what, we're going to just cut it all apart, have the words be by themselves. It just, to me, worked better. And we're going to stick them up there in the top left. This was a quick page. I think I did this in about 35 minutes or so. Had a great time. Just used things that were right in front of me on the desk. Gonna stamp the date here. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.